Strengthening questions are by far the most common critical or logical reasoning question type. Why is that? I consider assumption questions strengthening questions. I don't consider assumption questions a separate question type. I'm all about simplifying everything to make it easier for you. Assumption questions are strengthening questions because if you need the assumption to strengthen the conclusion, that's a strengthening assumption. So it's a strengthening question. Strengthening questions are also one of the two most classic traditional critical reasoning question types, the other being weakening, in that you identify facts and conclusion in the premise and then you brainstorm assumptions. How do you know you have a strengthening question? You know if in the question you see context clues like, of course, the word strengthen, as well as depend, rely, require, support, the word justify and its forms, justification, yes, the word assume and its forms, assumption, as well as the word grounds. How do you solve a strengthening problem? By applying the classic traditional critical reasoning strategy. In the premise, identify facts and conclusion. Facts are what we know, they cannot be changed. And most often the conclusion comes at the end of the premise. Again, it's what the author wants. It's basically his opinion. It often goes into the future and hasn't happened yet. To brainstorm assumptions, you can draw in some new information, new fact from outside the premise that basically lends credibility to the conclusion, makes it even more believable. Often the conclusion is actually a cause-effect relationship. The author has decided that one thing caused another thing. If the effect is in the present or the past, it cannot be changed and needs to be accepted as fact. However, the cause can be manipulated. To brainstorm assumptions for a cause-effect relationship, you want to brainstorm alternative causes and then eliminate them. The correct answer will introduce an alternative cause and then quickly eliminate it in order to keep the original cause, keep the original cause-effect relationship, keep or strengthen the original conclusion. As always, on the verbal parts for all standardized exams, you want to answer the question before you look at the answer choices. However, in the answer choices, there is a process of elimination. The verbal parts of all standardized exams love duality, binary opposition, and the opposite of strengthening is weakening. So on a strengthening problem, one of the incorrect answer choices will always weaken the conclusion. If you see two opposites in the answer choices, the correct answer is one of them. Other incorrect answer choices simply add to your facts. New information, new fact. It's very interesting. Thank you for sharing, but it does absolutely nothing to influence or affect the situation. So that's an introduction to strengthening problems. To read more in detail, including an example problem along with answer explanations, please visit my website. I include the link in the description. And for a private lesson with me, please also visit my website. My contact information is also in the description. I've worked online with people from all over the world, and I'd love to work with you. Take care.